Hey everybody, this is Kevin and I'm back with the second segment of Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective, episode number 13. And as you can see, I have another beautiful lady sitting next to me.
Hello, everyone.
This is Zina Broussard. So Zina, why don't you tell everybody who you are, what you do, and where you do it?
Hi, I am Zina Broussard. I am with Realm Real Estate Professionals. I've been in the business for nearly 25 years, and I have worked with every kind of buyer or seller it seems that is out there.
That is a very long career.
Yes.
So you've probably seen everything, right?
I have seen a little bit of everything. Absolutely. It's been a fun journey. I've helped a lot of people through the years with the experience that I've gained, and I can use that experience to help buyers and sellers that I encounter today.
And I was fortunate enough to be able to have dinner with you a couple nights ago.
Yes, we had a lovely dinner. Yes.
And you've not been in real estate your entire career. Tell everybody what you used to do.
I worked for Prudential Healthcare for about 10 years before I was in the real estate industry. Yes, and Prudential Real Estate got bought out by Aetna, and it was a lot of layoffs going on. So I needed to change my career path and have more control over the direction of where my career was going. So I started real estate.
And are you happy with your decision?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
No regrets at all.
Then you look back.
I'm sorry?
You didn't even look back.
No, didn't look back. No regrets at all. No regrets at all.
So you said you're with Realm. Did I hear you say that?
Realm Real Estate Professionals. Yes, sir. Right here in Sugar Land.
Right in Sugar Land. So right next door.
Right next door.
Awesome. I'm over there almost every month. Have I ever seen you there?
I work from home a lot.
You do.
I mean, it's nice to have the office to be able to go into, but I do a lot of my work from home. I have my own home office.
So if you've been an agent for as long as you have, you've probably figured out what your niche is. What type of client do you like to work with? What type of agent are you?
I like to enjoy helping sellers and help people to selling their homes. I am considered to be the premier property advisor. And I like to help people sell their houses, advise them the best way to do that. Because in this market today, you can't put a house on MLS and leave it there and walk away. You've got to think outside the box to help that seller get their house sold.
What are some of those things that outside the box? What's that mean?
You might want to offer a bonus to the selling agent, a BTSA. You might want to offer to buy a point down on the interest rate for the buyer. You have to think outside the box in this market today to help those sellers get their homes sold.
You mentioned in this market today. So how do you see the market today?
I think the market can be a little bit more challenging. I think a year and a half ago it was really crazy with houses. The prices were really high, and buyers were having a difficult time trying
Interest rates were lower.
Interest rates were lower, and prices were higher, and people were trying to buy houses, and they might have to put 3 or 4 contracts in before they got one house. It was a lot of bidding wars, and it's not that kind of environment anymore.
It's definitely not. It's changed completely. I mean, I remember last year we were getting, on any given day, we'd have anywhere from 5 to 10 contracts a day. It's just not that way anymore.
Right.
So over your history and your professional experience in real estate, do you remember a time other than during the COVID times that real estate was better? You enjoyed it more?
Real estate is a cycle, and it goes up and it goes down. And I've seen real estate where it's been a seller season, and sellers get great prices on their homes. I've seen it where it's a buyer's market, and buyers are getting really good deals on it. It's just a cycle. But in 25 years, I've seen a little bit of it all.
So how long do you think? So we right now, are we in a buyer's market or seller's market?
I want to say it's more of a buyer's market than a seller's market.
Okay. And how long do you think it's going to be before the market either changes, levels out, or gets back to where it was before COVID?
That's a good question. And I didn't look into my crystal ball before I came, but, maybe a couple years, maybe less.
And not to get political, but do you think it has anything to do with the climate that we're in politically?
It's possible. Everything really kind of factors into the housing market.
So if you've been an agent for as long as you have, and I keep saying if, I'm not questioning you. I believe you, believe me. But what has most of your business been referral, word of mouth, or what have you done anything marketing wise?
A lot of business is referral. When you work with people and they trust you, and then they refer you to friends, family, coworkers, what have you. But marketing is a very important portion of that, because you have to get your name out there so people know who you are. I mean, I just remember when I first got in real estate 20 years ago or 25 years ago, you heard a lot of, I didn't know you were in real estate if I just bought a house, or my sister just bought a house.
Isn't that one of the worst things you can hear? It's like, and you bought a what? How much was that, did you? Oh, my goodness gracious.
So, you have to, because there are a lot of agents in the Houston area. So you have to keep your name out there so people know that you're in the business, that you're credible, and that you're hardworking.
When lots of agents come to me and ask me for my help, and I tell them the same thing you just said. You have to get your name out there. You have to get people to know, like, and trust you.
Right.
And I always use the analogy because they look at me like, how is that possible? Because there's so many agents. So I always say, well, okay, look at it this way. Our office is at Area Ashford 59. Between here and Beltway 8, how many different places can you get a cheeseburger?
Right.
Okay. Now, do they all taste the same? No. Do they all look the same? No. But they're all, when you take everything off, all the fluff, and unwrap it, it's still a cheeseburger. So how do these 8, 9, 10 different chains companies stay in business for 20 years if they're, in essence, selling the same thing? It's because they branded themselves and got people to know, like, and trust them, and figure out, I prefer flame broiled versus fried. Whatever it is.
Right.
And that's how you stay in business. And so that's what's, I think, is important. Agents don't, I love brokerages. Brokerage, I mean, Realm is one of my favorite, because they give you guys the freedom to basically do whatever you want to do when it comes to running your business. But the one thing that brokers don't do, and not just Realm, but every broker, at least the ones I've ever run into, is they do a great job of giving you the tools to be an agent, but they don't teach you how to grow your business and how important it is that you're responsible for generating your own leads and creating your own brand. And that's what I do to help agents. And I think you figured that out.
Right.
So is there anything that, if an agent was to, a new agent was to ask you for your opinion or advice or whatever, what would you tell them?
Today, social media is huge.
Yes, it is.
Social media is huge. That's going to be a great way to really get your name out there. Friends, family, that kind of thing.
Do you have a preferred platform?
I use a lot of Facebook and Instagram are probably the top two.
Okay.
that I utilize to let people know, educating people. And that's not so much just letting them know that I'm in real estate, that I'm in the real estate business, but that I know what I'm doing. I have 25 years of experience, and let this 25 years of experience guide you in the right direction. Right. Don't guess about what you're doing. Make an informed decision. And for you to make an informed decision, whether you're selling your house or whether you're buying a house, you need somebody that's going to advise you properly down the line to be able to do that.
You need the expertise to figure out the right answers to the questions.
Absolutely. Because a lot of times, especially sometimes with buyers and sellers as well, they don't even know the questions.
No.
If you don't know the questions, you certainly don't know the answers to the questions.
Yeah.
So.
And you can't get someone, much less the public, but you can't get someone, it's impossible to get anybody to know, like, and trust you if they don't see you, if they don't hear from you.
Right.
A lot of agents tell me, well, I post on social media all the time, and I do this and I do that. I'm like, oh, great. What is it you're doing? And they tell me, and I'm like, well, there's one problem with everything you're talking about. And they're, what do you mean? I'm doing exactly what you said. Yeah, but you're not the one projecting the information. You're not the one, the information that they're trying to get an answer to is coming out of your mouth. It's either coming out of somebody else's mouth or it was written by somebody else. And so if that's the case, then who's the expert? It's not you.
Right.
It's them. And when I say it to them like that, they're like, oh, wow, I never thought about it that way. So I guess I got to do video and I got to do this and I got to do that. I'm like, yeah, you have to.
Right.
You know, you have to get yourself out there. If you like doing videos with houses in them, great. But instead of pointing at the house, point at yourself. So you're in the video with the house.
Right.
Okay. Do 3 to 5 videos a week that are no longer than 2 minutes long.
Because you don't want to lose people's attention span. People have a short attention span. So you have to, keep them active and answer that question or engage them to communicate with you in a short period of time.
Of course. And then the other thing it is, too, is if you do a 20 or 30-minute video and you give everybody that has that problem all the information they need about that problem in the video, they don't need you.
Right.
And that is, you're completely defeating the purpose of your marketing. So people just don't understand that. And video is very powerful. I mean, we're doing this podcast today.
Exactly.
So if you're a real estate agent, you're watching this and you're not doing video to promote yourself, start. Okay.
Absolutely.
Start doing video because it's very powerful. What are some of the things that are coming up with Zina as far as you and your business? Anything special? Are you doing anything different? Anything new?
I've been working on, or actually I've work on, send out a magazine at home. It has a lot of really good advice on your home improvement, decorating tips in there as well. I've gotten a lot of really good feedback from clients and that have gotten it. That's one of the special things that I do.
Is your business highlighted in the magazine?
Oh, absolutely.
How can I get on that?
We'll talk later.
Please, you can call me later. If, like I asked the first guest, if someone came to you and said, I need your help in real estate, what would be the first thing that you would tell them?
If you mean a new agent came to me and asked?
No, a client.
A client?
Yeah, looking for buy, sell, or rent. What would be how would you handle that?
Well, the first thing I would like to do is talk to them about what it is they're looking for, because I want to totally understand what their needs are.
Right.
And then once I understand what their needs are, then guide them in the direction that they need to go.
Is there a specific, you told me you like listing, right? You like listings?
I do enjoy working with sellers, and the most important thing about working with sellers is when you go into that listing appointment and you're talking to them about their house, you need to be honest with them and tell them what they need to do to get that house market ready. Because, I'm going to bring professional photographers in to take pictures. If I remember, they need to declutter, put things away. And I've told many sellers, if you're moving, if you're going to move when you sell the house, go ahead and start packing some things up.
Yeah.
If you're going to move when you sell it, go ahead and start packing it up. I can remember a lady once, she had a refrigerator magnet collection. You couldn't see the fridge.
Oh my God.
It was wonderful. She loved it. That was her thing, where she traveled, all different ones. And I said, well, do you plan on taking them with you? When you leave, go ahead and pack those up, because some mom's going to come in here with her little one, and the mom's going to be looking at the house and not the kid. And they're going to like one of these magnets and walk off with it. And it's going to be your favorite one. So rather than lose a magnet, or have people take their focus off of the house and off of the really nice features of the house, go ahead and pack those up.
There you go.
So you just need to advise people as to things they just really don't think about. And sometimes when people are in a house for 20 years or 5 years, they overlook a lot of little things, and you need to come in and point those out.
Plus, you probably run into situations to where there's a huge emotional attachment to the house, especially if they've been in it for 20, 30 years.
Right.
You know, I mean, I've been in my house for 20 years, and I mean, I'm like, I don't want anybody else living in this house. They can't take care of it as good as I do. But, you know, you have to cut those ties and move on. So,
Right.
why don't you tell everybody how they get a hold of you if they're looking for a really good experienced real estate agent?
Absolutely. They can contact me at Zina at zinabroussard.com, or they can call me at 832-282-SOLD, because I get the house sold. That's 832-282-SOLD, 7653.
Very nice. Well, I appreciate you being on the podcast, and hopefully we can keep working together, and we'll have you on the podcast again. Awesome. Thanks. So, guys, this was episode 13, Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective. I want to thank Gina Blanco and Zina Broussard for being guests on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Again, I want to remind everybody, if you're a real estate agent in the area or a vendor that operates in Fort Bend County and you want to be on the podcast, give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com. And again, I'd love to thank my support, Jennifer Smitis, Division President, Caitlin Korner, Devin, Rosalie Dean, and Wendy Santana in Richmond. Until next week, you guys have a great weekend. See you later. Bye.
Bye.